Over the past 10 years, the number of U.S. students enrolled in special education programs has risen 30%. The National Center for Education Statistics reports 6.4 million children are enrolled in special education in the U.S. Many of these children are not entering school ready to learn for a successful K-12 career. Early identification and treatment of children needing services is a critical factor in the success these children have in schools and in life. Early and accurate assessments, along with aggressive, effective therapy treatment plans, can have a significant impact on the child's educational outcomes.
Families that require early intervention could notice things in their children, such as a language delay, an articulation delay, their child's having trouble rolling over or crawling. Those would be some minor issues. We also might see a family that has a little bit more challenging issues, such as a child who isn't walking at 3 or might have early signs of autism, or even a child that has Down syndrome.
Some organizations play a vital role in helping families determine what kind of support services a child needs in order to be successful in achieving early childhood milestones. From not talking yet to not understanding a parent's directions, from not being able to sit up or roll over, to not being able to grasp and hold toys or utensils. With the right support, these children can get the help they need early, allowing them to enter school and learn with their peers.
The most important thing a special education organization can do is ensure that a child has a highly qualified therapist, a therapist that specifically understands that child's needs and can work with the family to help the family support that child. In the 0 to 3-year-old space, that child is spending 99% of their time with the family, not the therapist. So the therapist has to play a role in teaching that family how to help that child, how to show the right behaviors, how to support their vocabulary, or whatever it is that is a delay for them.
An occupational therapist referral might be required if a child is having some issues with getting dressed themselves, feeding themselves, those type of things. And a physical therapist referral might be necessary if a child isn't walking or running at the correct time developmentally. So those are all reasons to be referred to early intervention. Families can refer, pediatricians can refer, caregivers, grandparents, daycare workers, etc. They can all refer for early intervention services.
Olivia was born with a hemangioma on her eye, left eye, and it had hindered her vision and brain working together, which is quite important for newborns to have this. She was developmentally delayed and therefore suffered some fine and gross motor skills problems and sensory defensiveness. So we met with someone to do an evaluation. It validated what we were seeing. She saw exactly, and even then some things that we didn't notice because we had noticed all the things that were quite obvious and not such the fine-tuned things. And so it was shortly after that we were able to come here, get the therapy that Olivia so much needs, and Olivia's doing just absolutely wonderful, phenomenal.
Progressus Therapy is the leading national provider of school-based and early intervention services to school districts and communities from coast to coast. For more than 20 years, Progressus Therapy has been providing therapy services that create better outcomes for children.
Progressus Therapy has services across the nation in more than 25 different states, and I make a point of going out and meeting our therapists and talking to them and the children and the families. And most recently I was on a trip and there was a child with cerebral palsy who was nonverbal but couldn't communicate with that family. And through a strategy that we taught them using an iPad, she was now able to use letters and communicate with the family for the first time.
As a leading provider of early intervention and school-based therapy services, the Progressus team is comprised of some of the nation's most talented and influential education and therapy leaders, all of whom have a keen understanding of how to meet the unique needs of children and families while helping to improve the lives of children with disabilities.
The biggest benefit I've seen working with the Progressus therapists is that we are always in tune with Olivia's needs. Our communication is always there, whether it's via email or just via a quick word before we go into therapy, so that she's up on all new things that are affecting Olivia today or this week or next week, she knows. And so we try to coincide the therapy here with what we're doing at home, and it just works so well.
What excites me the most about Progressus Therapy is that we have 600 people around this country supporting children and families, hundreds and hundreds of children and families across the nation, supporting them with speech-language services, occupational therapy, physical therapy, psychologists, nurses, trained professionals that understand what a child can achieve and what potential they have, and that work alongside not just that child, but the family, so that the family is part of the child's success. And when they're watching that kid achieve things that they never thought possible, that is the victory. That is what makes you want to wake up every day and hear the stories that I hear by being honored to be the CEO of Progressus Therapy.
Progressus Therapy, leading the nation in creating dynamic early intervention and special education services and improving outcomes for children with disabilities for more than 20 years. For more information, please visit progressustherapy.com.